Shout out to everybody out there on White Street. You already know what it is. Salute to everybody.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to SteveBussaGS, and we got 100,000 views. What? This is absolutely mind-blowing. This is our milestone video. I'm super excited about this. 100,000 views in less than 3 months. That is absolutely insane. And we're about to hit 2,000. We'll probably hit 2,000 subs by the end of this weekend. This is mind-blowing to me. So, to do something special, every milestone, I want to make sure we do something that's like super dope or out of the ordinary rather than just a regular reaction. So we've been talking about this either on the streams or in different channels a lot. I want to go over my top 5 diss tracks of all time. I'm a battle rapper. There's nothing I love more than watching somebody put another person's head on a fucking pike. That is what I got into hip-hop for. That is what got me into rap in general. Like, that's what made me want to rap. I never wanted to make music. Go find the track with me on it right now. Chances are you can't do it unless you are very, very close to me. I love battle rap. I want to, like, the idea of just being able to completely dismantle somebody from top to bottom. Just, I don't know. It's always been appealing to me. I'm not a good person, if you didn't pick up on that. Like, I like the idea that I can destroy somebody from top to bottom. And then all of the literary devices and shit that go into making a battle. The similes are just like, I fell in love with punchlines at a very, very young age. And that's just kind of been like my niche of what really, really gets me going as far as rap goes. So, I want to go over my top 5 diss tracks of all time. Here's why we're doing this. I, by no stretch of the imagination, am saying that I have heard every diss track that has ever come out. In fact, I am using this as a catalyst because I want you to tell me what are your top 5 diss tracks of all time down in the comments below, and we're going to go ahead and cover them throughout the next couple of weeks. Now, I'm not going to cover ones that I've already heard. There's not going to be no Ether, no Vaseline, like none of the ones that obviously I've heard of. But drop your list, and if I see something that I haven't heard of before, I'll put it on my list for the diss tracks that we're going to sprinkle in with the other reactions that we already do on a week-to-week basis. Now, as far as my top 5 goes, I am not trying to say that these are the top 5 diss tracks of all time. Like, that these are the 5 best diss tracks ever. No, these are my top 5. And I have my own reasons for it. And I want to ruffle a few feathers. I want to maybe put you guys onto some things or trains of thought that you never thought of before. And then just highlight shit that's just flat out great. A lot of what's going to happen is going to be like what you were into growing up. Like, depending on where your age range is, what your top 5 diss tracks are going to change vastly. Like, if you're older, you're probably going to pick a lot of things that are from, like, the Ether era. You know what I mean? Like, I get that. You're going to hit a lot of LL Cool J and Cannabis. You're going to get a lot of that stuff. None of that is going to be on my list because that's not the type of shit that I was into. That's not what I listened to. Like, I came in after all of that. I like the New Age era more, like, from, like, I don't know, like 02 on maybe, but let's get into this. So we got our first one. I'm going to break these down. We're not going to do scorecards for them, but we're going to listen to them from front to back. I'm going to pause. I'm going to, like, talk about it, you know, give my comments on it. And this is probably going to be a long video, so get comfortable. Crack yourself open, a nice bang. Hey. Tag bang. I'm going to get a sponsorship one of these days. First one up. Number 5. We're going to work our way to number 1. Number 5 is Quitter by D12. So this is Eminem and D12, which Eminem's part of D12, so it's just D12. But Quitter, this is like him coming at Everlast, and this was like one of the first ones for me where I was like, wow, they just spazzed on somebody for like 6 minutes straight. I didn't even know who Everlast was. So it's not like I didn't even have like a horse in his race. I wasn't like, yeah, fuck Everlast. But I was by the end of this. And it's over the Tupac beat. Like, everything about this was just like iconic for me. Alright, let's get this big. So let's get into it. First of all, one thing that you'll notice right off the bat is if, I think it's like Hit 'Em Up. If you listen to the original track, he did a really, really good allusion to it of like mimicking the way that, like, you had Tupac and Eminem rapping, and then you had the Goonies on the back. Like, it wasn't just him doing it. The fact that there was multiple people incorporated, like, it was really between this and Hail Mary 2 for which one I wanted Eminem on with that had multiple people. But I ended up going with Quitter, mostly because it was like a personal favorite of mine growing up that really got me into the genre of just diss tracks. So let's listen. No, it's not listen. Fuck me. Hey.
Yo, I just Yo, to all my fans, keeping y'all in health. Let's tell this whitey Ford to go fuck himself. Cause it's cruel when it cause a bad heart conditioning, which I create, cause that's my mission. So listen close to what we say, because this type of bad claims to never be gay. I knew you was jealous from the day that I met you. I set you, cause I give respect, I bet you.
So one of the things you'll notice about Eminem is, like, even though I'm personally into punchline rap, which is like mostly like East Coast shit, like you get the best punchlines in my opinion from Philly and from New York, like just flat out, like fight me. That's just, it is what it is. We are punchline rappers in our blood. That's just like our style. Eminem's diss style, it has never really been punchline heavy. He doesn't really have good punchlines, if I'm being honest with you. The way he tells a story and just gives those kind of like direct fuck yous though, like that's like it's a different type of disrespect.
I'm even like better by your niece and nephew. Now you hate.
Like that's a bar right there. Like, and the fact that that's probably true. Like Eminem at the time that this came out was one of the biggest names in the world. Imagine being a rapper and someone being like, your niece and nephew like me more than your own fucking music. That's a bar. Like it's not a punchline. That's a bar. That's probably facts too. Like that's wild. Again, he's coming with the personals. He's really good with incorporating the personals. Like, which is a lot to say. I don't personally like personals in rap when if you're watching like KOTD or you're watching Smack or something like that. I feel like nowadays personals tend to be like they try to go for the shock value and the grime a little bit too much. When Eminem does it though, or not even Eminem, but like when you get personals from commercial celebrities, I feel like it hits a lot harder. So Fred is referring to Fred Durst of Limp Bizkit, and they took DJ Lethal from House of Pain, which was Everlast Crew, and yeah. So this is a factual statement. Like that's really something he was probably salty about.
I set you, cause I give respect, I bet you. I'm even like better by your niece and nephew. And now you hate Fred because Lethal left you. Neck of wood man, cause it's wrecking with wood. No respect in the hood, led to his neck of the woods. Got in touch with his roots, found a redneck in his blood.
This was the first time I ever heard somebody change the sound of a word to fit a rhyme with him going roots over roots. This was, I don't even know if this is important to like note, but it is for me. I'm just like sharing with y'all. Like, I hate it now as an adult when I hear people twist words, unless it's like really smooth and cool. I feel like it's just people forcing it. But like adolescent me who didn't know any better, I thought that was like the coolest shit in the world, and I'm pretty sure I went around saying roots for like 2 months after this.
But instead, country western rap records are good. So he picks the guitar up and he strums a few notes. He can't rap or sing, but he wants to do both.
So I put out a diss track to who was it? Fuck. I'm such an asshole. It's somebody that I was cool with too, but we did a battle on goldmike.com or Lyric Killers. I think it was LK, lyrickillers.com, and I put out the thing. Maybe I'll upload it. I got the old videos on an old YouTube account, but I did that. He put out a song where he was like singing on the hook, and I actually sampled this part of the Eminem song on my diss track, where like it starts off with like he can't rap or sing, but he wants to do both, and it like does like the DJ cut and just goes back. He can't rap or sing, but he wants to do both. He can't rap or sing, but he wants to do both, and then it led into the diss track. Like I love that line and just like that whole vibe.
Neck in his blood and said, country western rap records are good. So he picks the guitar up and he strums a few notes. He can't rap or sing, but he wants to do both. Puts an album rules for part of the year. The Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit come from out of nowhere. It's the start of an era. Rock rap's harder this year. No one's trying to hear, so fucking don't fart in your chair. Sitting on stage, strumming acoustic guitar in your ears. You start to get scared, sit back and spark an idea. Figure you can diss me to jumpstart your career. I punch you in your fucking chest till your heart kicks in gear.
So, waiting for Everlast had heart issues. He had like a heart attack at a young age and shit like that. And then, like again, this is like storytelling. He's literally telling you the story of how this happened from beginning to end to where we got now.
And fuck it underground, but his name is true. Like I'ma say your name so they can be famous too. You just a quitter, you bitter cause I came along. Stop some pain to go. Talk about my little girl in a song again. I'ma kill you, I'ma kill you.
So this was one of the first times that Haley had ever been brought up. May actually have been the first time, or at least commercially known, that Haley had been brought up in a song. And I can remember being a kid and listening to this and believing him. Like, I really thought that if fucking Everlast came out with another song and said her name, that Eminem was gonna like drive to his house and shoot him in the face. I can remember feeling that in my soul as I was like listening to this. And it changed, like, as you get older, depending on when you're being introduced to music, your feelings change. But I can remember that in my heart. Like, this was no longer about rap. When he said that, he meant, I'm going to come kill you. Like, it wasn't a bar. It wasn't like an analogy, a metaphor, a simile. Like, no, this is just straight up saying, like, do it again. Do it again. I'm gonna come shoot you in your fucking mouth. And I don't know. I love that shit.
You just a quitter, you bitter cause I came alone. In the days I have some pain alone. Talk about my little girl in a song with that, I'ma kill you, I'ma kill you. Heart attack and stroke, from the crack you smoke to the rap you wrote. Your fucking answer back's a joke. And I'ma tell these motherfucking fans the truth. The reason why you dissed me first and I answered you. You said I passed you in the lobby and I glanced at you like I didn't notice you, bitch. I had a show to do. Like I'm supposed to be starstruck, come over to you. You better shut your fucking mouth while you open too. Back in 94, Lip opened the show for you. Rock the crowd better and stole the whole show from you.
So that's a fact too. I believe at the time, Everlast was a bigger act than Kid Rock, was a bigger act than Limp Bizkit, was a bigger act than Eminem. Now I know Kid Rock definitely got on before Eminem, and then like Limp Bizkit, like that's what started that whole beef, was that they had the show together. And like, I've never been to a Limp Bizkit show, but I was a huge Limp Bizkit fan coming up, and you just know that like the energy that Limp Bizkit brings to a stage versus Everlast, you already know like how could you even like transitioning from them getting everybody fucking riled up to Everlast coming out with his fucking guitar, like is not even comparable. You could see why there would be that type of resentment there.
Took your motherfucking DJ and stolen too. So you fall in the slump and get all emotional. So now you sing and mix slang with blues and pluck strings, confused as fuck cause now your music sucks dick.
That rhyme scheme right there was one of my favorite like back and forth multis that I heard, and like what kind of like developed me too as a rapper.
Mr. Ass Kisser to get accepted in rap, wicked but never lasting. Everlast is a quitter. You bitter as I came alone. In the days I have some pain alone. Talk about my little girl in a song with that, I'ma kill you.
This is gonna be a long ass video because I'm gonna keep pausing. This is my celebration lap. All right, don't worry about how long the video is. But the fact that it was a 6-minute diss track too made it so much better for me. Most diss tracks are 2 to 3 minutes long. It's like a regular song, 2 to 3 minutes long for any diss track. You have a chorus in the fucking diss track, and it's 6 minutes long of just like tearing him down. Like, can you imagine, like, if you're a rapper and somebody puts out a diss track and you get like a 16, like, that's what, look at the YouTube beefs. Somebody drops a 16 against you, like that hurts, but you listen to it for 30 seconds, you move on. Could you imagine having to sit there, like having to sit there and listen to people trash you for 7 minutes straight? Like, that's wild.
I'ma kill you, you just a quitter. You bitter cause I came alone. In the days I got some pain alone. Talk about my little girl in a song, yeah, I'ma kill you, I'ma kill you. Alright, look, so this is what we ask of our fans. If you ever see Everlast, whoop his ass.
This is an example of something that you can get away with when this came out, and if it came out now, he'd probably be arrested. You can't put a call to action in music anymore. Like, I talk about My Chemical Romance with this. My Chemical Romance has a song called Teenagers that is literally about teenagers going and shooting up schools. And it's like, you got away with it then, but they could never come out with that song now. You would be arrested and shut down immediately. This is an example of that. And like, he gets descriptive.
Hit him with sticks, bricks, rocks, throw shit at him, kick it, spit on him, treat him like a hoe, bitch slap.
Like, imagine trying to talk your way out of that as Eminem with the police. Like, you had a call to action to do terroristic threats and terroristic actions to this man. No, I didn't. It was a metaphor. No. Hit him with sticks, bricks, rocks, throw shit at him, kick him, spit on him, treat him like a hoe, bitch slap him. Like, there's no getting around that. There's no figurative language. There was no such thing as a subtweet. There was no such thing as like talking behind someone's back. You're basically, like, if you listen to this and you fuck with me and you ever see him, fuck his whole shit up. And then like the fear that has to put in your head as an artist, like any artist that goes on stage, like anyone that tours and does shows, I have the utmost respect for, because all it takes is one person in the crowd to have a gun and you're up there in the open. Like, that's it. It's a wrap. Can you imagine the psychological damage that this did to Everlast to try and go a show knowing that you just had Eminem tell anyone that is a fan of him to just fuck you up on sight? Like, forget the bars. I get it that it's not like bar heavy. I get it that it's not punchline heavy. The psychological damage though that has to do to somebody, like, yo, that's wild.
Do it for me, do it for Fred, do it for Lip, do it for Rock, do it for Rap, do it for Kid, do it for Ice-T, do it just to do it. Fuck it, he's a bitch, he ain't gonna hit you back, he's nothing. Said in 5 years we'll all be eating at Whitey's.
So Whitey Ford's was the restaurant that Everlast owned.
He'll be busting tables in that bitch, cleaning the toilets. Hey yo, fuck this, cut this shit off. Hey yo, head. That's why I fucked your mother, you fat motherfucker. Yeah, Whitey.
At this point, I was entirely geeked out.
Detroit, boy. Yeah, Whitey. Yeah, Whitey. First off, fuck your songs and this shit you say. Yes, my wife, but at least I got a bitch you gay. You claim to be a Muslim, but you Irish white. So fuck you, fat boy. Drop the mic, let's fight.
So this is interesting. I've never heard the version of this where he actually says Muslim. I think the versions that came out originally that had that like twisted, like it was like you claim to be but like when you knew what it was, right? But I think this is the first time I've actually heard a version of the song that didn't have that messed up.
Once I put you in the chest, weak hearts are ripped. Whitey 440 and white lethargic ass dickhead. I keep on coming while you running out of breath. Steady ducking while I'm punching at your chest. You need to rest. Dilated, go ask your people how I leave you with the 3 CDs nobody sees when they release. Evidence don't fuck around with real MCs who ain't ready for no underground beat. So fuck geeks. I let you faggots know it's on for life. Whatever lasts might die tonight. Fat boy murdered on wax and kill. Fuck with me and take a heart pill. You know, grab the A's when you see Slim Shady.
So, this is actually a bar based on the diss track that Everlast did to him. So he was like, the hook was like, "I'm gonna bust the 380 of those that act shady. Tell me now what you gonna do." Oh no, yeah, that was also on an Eminem track where he like flips it on him too. So I'm not sure where that cadence comes from. So the cadence is either from the Everlast one or from the Eminem one. Of him, Eminem has a track actually sing dissing to Everlast with that same like hook.
Call the doctor to heal your heart. They shot you back to life at the clinic, but you got to get relaxed any minute. Homie, I hit him up. Yo, check this out. You faggots ain't even on my level. I'm a little D12 riding, bitch made ass faggot.
Yo, get out the way, yo, get out the way, yo. Whitey Ford's hard to stop. And a little shocky back. We had another heart attack. Whitey Ford's getting his ass floored for talking back. Little faggot, I'm running up. I show you what I runners off at your own restaurant. What?
These lyrics are way off.
I'm serving up. Drop the stalker, whole heart till it stops. Call the cops, I'ma beat your ass right once. Now we got the whole industry making fun of you, Eric. Where's your house to pay now? It's only one of you, Eric. You a petty coward. You ain't ready to stay and go around.
This was one of the things, like, it was super disrespectful to call a rapper by their actual name. It's a weird thing. It's not a weird thing. Like, I get it. Like, I went by Six or SIX, and, like, for somebody that only knows you in a rap capacity to be like, fuck you, Steve, like, that was, at least back then, that was, like, huge. Like, you don't do that. They still do that in, like, battle rap now. They did it against Sue Surf. You know what I mean? Like, they'll come out with somebody who's, like, only known by their name, and they'll call them by their actual name, and it's supposed to be, like, this big thing. I think it was more effective then than it is now.
Grab the A's when you see Slim Shady. Call the doctor to heal your heart. They shot you back to life at the clinic, but you about to get relaxed any minute. Honky, I hit him up. Got in his ass and at his faggot. Wanna mention he still. This ain't no freestyle battle. Everlast getting killed with his chest open. Tryna throw a fucking punch, but you just choking. Having it stroking, now you learn why crackers never earn a dime. But you suck, motherfucker, you should learn to rhyme. Talking about you packing pistols, but it's funny to me. You ain't never been in trouble, you just wanna be me. I'm a pale-faced killer whale. On his way to fucking prison, pistol with can tell. Eric, remember when I passed you in the lobby that day? This shit was
I don't know why I put the lyrics up. These lyrics are terrible.
obvious you probably was gay. Never saw about country, you gave up hip hop. 49,000 copies, the weakest shit drop. While my sales making records break. 2.5 million scanned by the second week. Motherfucker, I hit him up. Pillage and laugh.
Rest in peace, Proof. First and foremost, without even like super like hyping it up. Back then, this was the point that put me on to Proof. Like, I was an Eminem fan. I was never a D12 fan originally. This was the verse that made me like Proof.
Let's take you in half. Fuck the music, we got a Uzi for all you fat. Get this shit out of my stereo. Dilated, you violated. Now you about to get annihilated. We gon' bury you, Harry. Science get choked up and yoked up. All you underground bitches get your throats cut. What the fuck is you stupid? I choked 94 with a fucking guitar cord and stuff in the cardboard. Chopped up in a box with 16 parts. I stumped on his heart. He quailed that he feel. Fuck your mother while you watch. Keep the restaurant locked and block your door. Cause we hit him up like motherfucking Tupac Shakur.
Now this next part was my favorite part for years. I would like, oh, I thought this was the best diss that I ever heard. Like, this was my favorite bar for like 2 or 3 years. Like, real shit when this came out. That whole flow though from Proof, like that whole thing was wild. We gotta bring this back.
Fucking guitar cord and stuff in the cardboard. Chopped up in the box 16 parts. I stumped on his heart. He quailed that he feel. Fuck your mother while you watch. Keep the restaurant locked and block your door. Cause we hit him up like motherfucking Tupac Shakur. You Black Jesus, heart attack seizures, too many cheeseburgers, McDonald's, Big Mac greases. White devil, washed up hungry, mix up cracks and crossed over the country. Yo. Yeah, fuck him. That's it. I'm done. I promise. I'm done. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I promise. I just believe in kicking a man while he's down. God damn. I quit. Mention my daughter's name in the song again, you fucking punk. Hey, yo.
Like, and then the doubling down on the mention my daughter's name again, it just added to that fucking, bro. I'm enjoying this way more than I thought I would. This was kind of daunting, right? Like, it's a celebration. This whole thing is a celebration for a milestone. But I really do. As much as I enjoy reacting and finding new music and shit like that, I love putting y'all onto the shit that I listen to. Like this is why my whole like review series is what I really want to blow up when I start putting y'all on the music. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation yet. Alright, so that was number 5. Number 5 on my list, Eminem, Quitter, or D12, Quitter. For number 4, we're taking an entirely different route. This is probably going to be one that you guys have never even heard of before. The video makes it a million times harder hitting. The delivery makes this like, yo, if this happened to me, you have to fight me. This is one of the ones where like, if this artist dropped this track on me, we have to fight. So number 4 is going to be the Joker Sidekick. Yo, I'm going to go over this. So here's what happened.
Life's full of little accidents.
Do we give him the
and
ad?
Hyundai Tucson's lane keeping assist can help make sure they...
I would give him the ad, but we gotta tell the story. So basically, he's coming at the sidekick of Hobson, who is on Funk Volume. That's basically what you need to know. Is this is a guy who, in his opinion, was riding Hobson's coattails. That's not what's necessarily important. What's important is the tone of this song makes this one of the hardest diss tracks I have ever heard in my life, because there is almost zero aggression. He sings to them. If anyone ever fucking sings to me in a diss track, you have to fight me. It's no longer about fucking bars. Like, yo, like really roll up and let's do it. Like the literal the tonality, and then the video is hilarious. Like, Joker is amazing for what he does in certain capacities. A lot of people have, like, give or take if you like him as a person and his artistic directions and what he gets mad over and stuff like that. I don't care about that. As far as an artist, he engineers, creates, plays all of the instruments, like, everything that he does. Like, he does it from the muscle on his own. I respect the shit out of him, even if he has made a few poor choices here and there on his, like, personal side of things. I don't really care about that. This is number 4, but if somebody put this as their number 1, I wouldn't even argue with them. That's how fucking hard-body this is. We're gonna go in. But it's hard-body because it's not hard-body. It's hard-body because it's friendly. Like, I'm spazzing out. I'm just gonna get into it. Let's get into it. Oh, hold on. I gotta go full screen for this so y'all can. You know what we're gonna do? Can y'all see better now? Let me make sure. I want to make sure this is right. It's gonna be a long video. Yeah, I'm gonna put this big. Y'all gotta see this video along with it. This is the most disrespectful shit in the world. You know what? It's not as disrespectful as my number one, but it is. This is very close. This is the second most disrespectful shit in the world. So the backstory. King Dame is Dame, who is the manager of Hobson and basically like oversees Funk Volume, which is the label that both Hobson and Swizzy was at. So.
What do you want with me?
Dame?
King Dame!
King Dame? I just wanted to see if maybe I could have my own tour.
Your own tour? To promote what album?
Me and Hobson are gonna put out Haywire 2.
You and Hobson, huh?
Yeah.
Let me remind you of something, little brother. Hobson has no spine, and he does whatever I say.
If you follow the channel, though, you know that I'm a huge Hobson fan. For me to put a diss that is also kind of dissing Hobson in the same fucking, like, in my top 5, like, that's how hard this is. Like, I watched this, and I was mad when this came out, because I was a Funk Volume fan. To have somebody diss somebody, or diss, I guess, an entity that you fuck with, because, like, I was never really like a Swizz fan, but, like, that, it has to be next level.
You see, Illminder Hobson 5? He went on for 5 minutes about how weed is bad and how rappers are corrupting people's minds, and we just signed the biggest pothead in Nevada.
Yeah, but Dizzy got his own tour already.
Dizzy makes me money. Hobson makes me money.
I make you money.
You do nothing but dangle from Hobson's delicate little nutsack. And the only reason why you or Dizzy or Jared Bitten's ass is even still around is because I run Funk Volume however the fuck I want. And Hobson's too much of a little pussy to do anything about it. Now get the hell out of my face before I change my mind. I gotta go pluck my eyebrows.
With the shots at fucking Dame, too, like. Listen to how fucking upbeat this is. Yo, I'm gonna stop pausing. I know. I'm not. Fuck y'all. It's my channel.
Pluck my eyebrows.
Joker, and I'm giving you the biz, cause socio-politically we're never eye to eye, but you're not a bad guy and I consider you a friend, man. Friends don't tell friends what they want to hear. They always say a good friend is a good mirror. I don't know who you have, but I'll be there for you. I know it's gotta be tough in the background, looking at the crowd go nuts. Show after show that you never headline, which how you long to do. I know it's gotta be sad.
Said your whole identity is defined by the efforts of another man. Fight me. Fight me. Put your hands up and fight me. Drive to my house and fight me. I'll come to your house and fight you. Yo.
Knowing in your mind if you didn't show up, the show would go along fine. Cut.
Fight me.
Nobody wants to hear the right hand man. Chris Calico would probably start your own hype man band. Oh sure, you can both tour, go and hit the road, and everything you've hoped for could be so yours. Oh man, it'd be so grand. Think about performing at a whole damn show of only your fans. There'd be no Hop, no Dizzy, no Dave, no half a 10% of half the dough that the show bring. Everybody singing out your songs, finding your merch, girls wearing your shirts, screaming your name. Oh, think of that show and the opening acts closed, the lights turn low, you step on stage to that crowd dream, and all 10 crickets in the crowd sing.
Was it cheesy? Yes, it was cheesy. That's what makes it so hard. Real shit. The fact that was so cheesy, like, oh my god, the fucking gut wrenchingness of it. Like, the fact that the video is as amazing as it is, it's super creative. The delivery is unique. Like, what other diss track is like? Like, yo, my guy, he said, bruh, I'm.
I couldn't help but notice how you talk about rich folks never giving up to help the people at the bottom. Hey, but you sit and get your career fed to you on a silver spoon courtesy of
Don't put a live band. Don't get a live band and diss me. Fucking fight me. Do not hire a live band to diss me. Don't play your own drums. Don't do your own percussions to fucking diss me. Like, yo, like, this is so much worse than just saying, if you say my daughter's name in a song again, I'm gonna kill you. The level of disrespect from quitter to sidekick, from number 5 to number 4, is insanity. Don't put a jazz solo. Don't put a fucking jazz solo while you're dissing me. Don't diss me with a fucking jazz. Yo, my God. If someone ever disses me with a fucking jazz solo while singing to me, while making a puppet track, while telling me that my whole identity is there because of another man, the efforts of another man, and I'm getting fed on a silver spoon. It's not punchlines. It's not all punchlines. It doesn't need punchlines to necessarily be a fucking wild diss track. This is the hardest shit in the fucking world.
Hey, there's Swizzle. What's there to do? And the whole world's moving on without poor you. While Dizzy already dropped his album. And 4 years in, you're still sitting there without one. Now I hate to be the one to break it to you, baby boy, but I'm gonna make you face a fact, meaning baby boy, you're not as good an artist as you think you are. Ha.
That's it. That was it right there. I'm gonna finish the song out. I think he needed to be put on suicide watch right there. I'm gonna break it, like, not, oh my, it's not a bar, it's not a flip, it's not wordplay, it's not, listen to it again. The sincerity in his voice makes this the hardest line of the song.
Well, Dizzy already dropped his album. And 4 years in, you're still sitting there without one. Now I hate to be the one to break it to you, baby boy, but I'm gonna make you face the fact, meaning baby boy, you're not as good an artist as you think you are. Ha, you don't shoot your own videos, hot producers, every beat you've ever rocked, and even does your mixing. So how much you expecting to be giving, yo? I mean, you could be able to stand up and take it upon yourself to get your own. I didn't figure so. So until you get your own fans, bitch, zip it closed. My apologies. I shouldn't let it bother me. I mean, after all, it's gotta be. Stuck living in the shadow of a giant. Where everybody watches when you know they'll never understand. It's gotta be. To be a sidekick, it doesn't matter how popular you might get. When your whole identity's defined by the efforts of another man. To be a sidekick, stuck living in the shadow of a giant. When you're outside, everybody watching and you know they'll never understand.
So that part right there, let me see if I can get a still frame. So this part,
It doesn't matter how popular you might get. When your whole identity's defined by the effort.
so this part where they got all the jokers like this is actually a callback to a previous video that he did where the name of it is escaping me right now because I've been geeking out for the last 40 minutes. That he did as a submission to the Funk Volume contest that they put out. It's a really good callback for fans and anyone that was like involved in the beef when they seen the jokers like that come out, and the one blank spot in the corner, like that's all a callback to a previous video. It's genius, literally genius. Peep the Hobson contact in too. This was another callback. No, fuck me. Whatever, that shot right there, that was him doing the whole Hobson hat lean with the contacts in. This visual representation at the end is so fucking disrespectful. So disrespectful. What are you gonna pick? You gonna go this way for respect? You gonna go this way for fame? That visual, he could have put the video out without the audio, and this still would have been harder than 95% of the diss tracks out there. Really listen to what I just said. He could have put this diss track out as just a video with no audio, and it still would have bodied him. Do you have any idea how insane that is? That is absolutely fucking insane. That is the most hard body shit in the world. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to be edited. All right, I'm gonna give y'all the secret sauce to this too, because this is going to be edited. All right, so secret sauce time. This is the edited version of this. The original had an audio on the end of him recording a conversation with Hobson, and him talking on the phone and like calling out the hypocrisy of them and calling them bad Christians and like literally coming at him as a religion and saying you claim to be this like holy roller and like you're bad at it. Like literally like a phone conversation at the end that he took off, like just wildly disrespectful. Fuck, I wish I had the original version. All right, where are we at? We coming up big again? We coming up big? Hey, nope. There we go. Doing this all in one take is a ballsy move, man. This is a ballsy move, doing all. We're going to do it. So there goes number 4. Number 3, we had a lot. We had the singing, we had the visual representation, we had like all the different elements that make good diss tracks. We had the storytelling. Now, like, you can't have a top 5 without some bars. That's it. No more gimmicks. Gimmicks are over. Now we need some bars. Number 3. Checkmate by Jadakiss. Stop it. Anyone that doesn't have this, like, yo, shout out to Kane Train. Yo, Kane Train had named his song Checkmate. If you look at my review for Kane Train's song that he called Checkmate, it was I believe it was a Go Subscribe Sunday, if you want to check that playlist for it. As soon as I seen a name, I was like, yo, you can't call this fucking, like, if you're going to name your song Checkmate at this point, like, this song is cemented as being one of the best tracks of all time. Like, you really got to bring it.
You did it, baby. Congratulations, homie. You made history.
So this is Diss and 50 Cent, and most people would argue that this is the track that got Jadakiss blackballed in the industry. Do you know how fucking hard your bars have to be to get completely blackballed in the industry? Like, yo.
1.1 million in a short week. We screw a press conference. Press this on your conscience. D Block. Cheers. I ain't mad, I don't wanna sound mad, I feel marvelous. D Block, double R, fucking faggot. You gon' hear all this like grown men, you won't win. You don't even feel comfortable in your own skin. I rap my ass off, I'm fighting a champ with the glass jaw. At the Garden of Nassau, see me, couple hood niggas behind stars. I heard you put a couple good niggas behind bars. I might never sell that much, but you can bet your last 2 quarters I never tell that much.
Stop it. Bar after bar after bar.
Let your kiss not come out swinging. It's like going to see 50 at a show and he don't come out singing. Yeah, you got a felony, but you ain't a predicate. Never the king of New York, you live in Connecticut. You don't be in the hood, you be in the woods. Fucking with me's where you really gon' be for good. I hold a 4-5 myself and hop out the range on 145 myself. What up? This is a true fact. Since when has it become cool to get shot and not shoot back?
Yo, this is legitimately like the current day of what's going on with Tekashi 6ix9ine, about like since when it's become cool, like snitching's popular right now. When I was coming up, this whole like Tekashi thing that they have going on was the 50 Cent thing, was him getting shot 9 times and getting famous off of it. This line is the equivalent of people dissing Tekashi nowadays. That's how fucking hard-bodied that is.
Since when has it become cool to get shot and not shoot back? Trackmaster show, brave hearts helped you and everybody felt you. Now I gotta melt you. And don't try to pull rank on Kiss, cause the niggas I'ma send to do it ain't gon' miss. Be laid up stiff, I spit straight up piff. I did real songs with big, no made up shits.
That line, yo, when we heard that at the house parties and that went off, forget it. 40s got thrown everywhere. Shit was crazy. Like, that. The idea that you had to go and like remix a song just to get on with a legend, and you're talking to somebody that lived it, that was actually there, you fucking poser. Like, yo, I'm a 50 fan. If 50 ever sees this, I love you, but you can't say that this track wasn't hard as shit.
I don't got a problem with clout. You ain't get shot again yet, so what's your second album about? No.
Notice the yet. The yet is what makes that so hard. You ain't get shot again yet. So what's your second album about? My guy. It's a bar within a bar without being a bar. You, bruh. Bars.
Your raps are preschool. You made a lot of money, now be cool. Before I swell up your lips like seafood. Now get a mic check, you don't stand a chance to dance with me, dog. Your steps ain't right yet. Block is just fine. Homie, the D straight. Most likely your new CD is a weed plate. Bunch of love songs, 100% pure garbage. Just something to break up buds on. You should just sell clothes and sneakers, cause out of your whole camp, your flow's the weakest. I'm in the town where the young boys is clapping. You running around with the lieutenant and captain. It'll take a lifetime to see Kiss. You had to get shot 9 times to be rich. Rat ass nigga, you's an animal. You's a motherfucking animal. Pig ass nigga, you's an animal. You's a motherfucking animal. Snake ass nigga, you's an animal. You's a motherfucking animal.
So like the idea of 50 Cent coming to him saying that he's an animal on one of the tracks, Jada's like basically flipping that, being like, yeah, you an animal, all right, you pig, you snake, you rat, which obviously every one of them are their own double entendre flips about what a snake and a rat is in the streets. Like, you knew that already. I just feel like breaking shit down. All right.
Matter of fact, you ain't no animal. I'ma show these motherfuckers how to handle you.
Now, the fact that this is so hard, but this cements what I said earlier about why Quitter was like so dope, is that was a 7-minute diss track. This is what most diss tracks are. 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes straight bars. So when we got people like Joker who are making full productions, you got M who's dropping 7-minute disses. Like, yo, this shit though, this is still king. Like, bars are always gonna be king. Bars like, ah. All right, so that's number 3. Now we're gonna go to number 2. Number 2, this is gonna be most people's number ones, I think. Most people are gonna have this as their number 1 because my number 1's gonna be a bit of a curveball for you. I'm gonna make you step outside your comfort zone, outside the box of thinking with my number 1. Number 2, Eminem, Nail in the Coffin. Enough said. Most of y'all already heard this, but we gonna play it. This is again.
Yes, motherfucker.
He comes straight out. He comes straight out. When this dropped, bro, this set a new standard. This set a new bar for diss tracks. So he's coming at Benzino, who at the time was the CEO of Source Magazine. All right, in Boston. Like, what else do you need to know about this? He's a trash rapper. I still don't think to this day Benzino's ever put out one hit song himself. And then in Source Magazine, Benzino was using that magazine to basically score Eminem low and give him bad reviews and no quotables and shit like that. And then finally, M had enough once he got dissed, and just this track, bro, this track is something else, man. This makes everything else just like invalid almost.
Yes, motherfucker, man. So don't shut up with me. Talking about how old you. Bitch, you owe me.
I'm promoting you right now.
Promoting you right now. Yo, let's put the nail in this coffin. I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings, but I'm only being real when I say nobody wants to hear their grandfather rap.
Nope.
You know men have heart attacks, and I don't wanna be responsible for that. So put the mic down and walk away. You can still have a little bit of dignity. I would never claim to be no Ray Benzino, an 83-year-old fake Pacino. So how can he hold me over some balcony without throwing his lower back out as soon as he goes to lift me?
So that was coming from a quote. He's flipping a bar that Benzino said about him. I don't think it was a bar. I think it might have actually been in a magazine or an interview or something like that, talking about he would Suge Knight him, like how Suge Knight held Vanilla Ice over the balcony, saying that he would do that to Eminem. And this bar, as soon as he finishes this bar with the 50 Cent line, everybody geeked out. Like, it was done. The battle was literally over with this bar, and everything else is just fucking piling it on.
Your old fake Pacino. So how can he hold me over some balcony without throwing his lower back out as soon as he goes to lift me? Please don't, you'll probably fall with me, and our asses will both be history. But then again, you finally get your wish, cause you be all over the street like 50 cents.
Alright, so why this is important? Like, I'm from Philly. Philly is very punchline rap. We are used to disses like Jadakiss, who is from New York, where it's set up punchline, set up punchline, set up punchline. M has this storytelling ability where there was like 6 lines in a row that are leading up and painting the picture and using descriptive language that you can see what he's saying there. And then the flip, it's wordplay. You be all over the streets like 50 Cents. All over the streets as in splattered out. Or all over the streets as in like super famous the way 50 blew up.
Fucking punk pussy, fuck you chump. Give me a one-on-one, see if I don't fuck you up. Trying to jump the rough riders and they cut you up, and you put Jada on a track, that's how much you suck dick in the industry.
So at one point he was talking shit on him, and then he's featuring him, and that's basically like, you get it.
Swear that you in the streets hustling. You sit behind a fucking desk at the source butt kissing and begging motherfuckers for guest appearances, and you can't even get the clearances. Real lyricists don't even.
This rhyme scheme will stick in your head for fucking days.
In the industry, swear that you in the streets hustling. You sit behind a fucking desk at the source butt kissing and begging motherfuckers for guest appearances, and you can't even get the clearances. Real lyricists don't even respect you or take you serious. It's not that we don't like you, we hate you, period. Talk about a midlife crisis, damn. Last week you was shaking Obi Trice's hand, now he's a buster? What the fuck's with that? Get on the track, dissing us, kissing 50's ass, and asking me what I know about indictments. Bite me, bitch, I got 2 cases and probation. Fight me. Come on. What do I know about standing in front of a judge like a man ready to take whatever sentence he hands?
This is the original What's Your Life Like? If those my guys who watch battle rap, this was the original. What's your life like? This is where it came from, bruh.
What you know about your wife slicing her wrist right in front of the only thing that you have in this world, a little girl, and I put that on her. When this is all over, I would never try to make her a star and eat off her. I don't know shit about no shopping rocks, but what you know about it, pop shops, rockin' slots, where you're the only white boy up in that bitch that's gripping.
So this is like a big flip, basically saying that Benzino's mixed. I think he's like half and half, and then most of like the idea behind the rivalries because Eminem is white, and that's why like he's praising 50 but still coming at M and not giving M his dues because of this color of his skin.
Pressing up your own flyer.
So him revealing that Benzino was half white was supposed to use his own like racist idea or racist attack against him and turn the people who supported him solely on the fact that Eminem was white dissing him against him himself.
I would never try to make her a star and eat off her. I don't know shit about no shopping rocks, but what you know about it, pop shops, rockin' spots, where you're the only white boy up in that bitch that's gripping. Pressing up your own flyers and your stickers, sticking them bitches up after spending 6 hours at Kinko's, making copies of your covers of cassette singles to sell them out of the trunk of your tracer, spending your whole paychecks at disc makers. What you know about being bullied over half your life? Oh, that's right, you should know what that's like. You're half white. Vanilla ice, spill the beans and rice. I'm eating you alive inside. Jesus Christ, if you're that much of a gangster, put the mic down. You should be out killing motherfuckers right now. Kill a motherfucker.
That shit, yo. Come on, man. Like, I don't even know what to say. That is the greatest flip of all time on somebody claiming that they're that gangster and that hard. Like, what an amazing flip on that shit. That, and then just the flow and everything on it too.
Half your life. Oh, that's right. You should know what that's like. You're half white. Vanilla ice, spill the beans and rice. I'm eating you alive inside. Jesus Christ, if you're that much of a gangster, put the mic down. You should be out killing motherfuckers right now. Kill a motherfucker dead. Kill him dead, bitch. Shoot him in the fucking head. Go ahead, bitch. Slap my mom. Slap the fuck out of her. She can't sue you. She wouldn't get a buck out of you cause you're broke as fuck. You suck. You're a fucking joke. If you was really selling coke, well then what the fuck you stop for? Tell me, if you slew some crack, you'd make a lot more money than you do from rap.
That whole scheme was amazing. Was amazing. Benzino said that he was going to slap his mother for not raising him right and blah, 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 blah. Basically saying, go ahead, she can't do nothing to you, you're broke as hell. And then he's doing the same gangster flip that he's doing with the drugs, with the selling coke. So the same way he was like, yo, if you're that gangster, then you should be out killing people. Same thing, like, if you were really selling drugs, why did you stop? Because you're not good at rap. Like, I know I didn't need to explain that, it's self-explanatory, but it's the, fuck you.
You'll never have no security. You'll never be famous. You'll never know what it's like to be rich. Life's a bitch, ain't it, Raymond?
Again, we go back to the calling somebody by their actual name, which is weird because it's kind of for the rhyme scheme too, like Ray Benzino as opposed to Raymond. It's not a huge deal, but it's that same concept.
Yeah, let me break this shit down in layman's terms for you just to make sure that you can understand it. Some cannabis ain't using too many complicated fucking words for you.
Now that line was historical. And the reason is, he's actually defending cannabis, or using the guise of defending cannabis, when historically Eminem and cannabis, like Eminem has dissed cannabis 7,000 times on different songs, including full diss tracks, including shots on an album. And now you have Benzino, who was criticizing cannabis, and instead of him doubling down on it, Eminem decides to side with cannabis and being like, you don't get cannabis because you're just a fucking idiot. He's using too many big words for you. Like, kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend type shit.
Yeah, let me slow it down for you so that you can understand if I say it slower. Let it go, dog, it's over. I don't wanna be like this. I don't really wanna hurt no feelings, but I'm only being real when I say nobody wants to hear that grandfather rap. You know men have heart attacks, and I don't wanna be responsible for that. So put the mic down and walk away. You can still have a little bit of dignity. talking about? I had motherfuckers calling your crib. Bitch, you ain't even got a fucking crib. You ain't even got a fucking phone. Fucking punk. Threatening to shut me down at your little fucking Source magazine if I come back when you and attack you. Bitch, you attack me first. Take it like a man and shut the fuck up. Fuck your little magazine too. I don't need your little fucking magazine. I got double XL remember anyways.
You can't stand
Y'all
it.
can't stand it because they get bigger than y'all. Oh. And by the way, how'd I look on the VMAs? When you was watching me from whatever fucking TV you was watching me from. In Boston. The mean streets of Boston. Fucking sissy. Then you gotta stand up here, motherfucking suck motherfucking dicks. Oh, and for those that don't know, don't get it twisted, yo. The Source has a white owner.
I already told you what that was important for. Like, yo, I hope you, like, I appreciate y'all staying with me for this long. If you made it this far into it, type GS Gang down in the comments below. Just so I know you. I want your top 5 diss tracks. But if you made it this far and you're watching the whole thing and you taking this journey with me and we celebrating this 100,000 views, do me a favor and just drop another separate comment that just says GS Gang. I will go ahead. I will respond to every single comment. If you want to ask me any questions, ask me a question, but put hashtag GS Gang on the top of it. I will answer any question that y'all have in the comments. Every single one of them. Real shit. So, like, I just want to know. I'm curious who's actually watching and stuff like that. Because now we're about to get to the meat and potatoes. A lot of people are going to fast forward, and they're just looking to see what my #1 diss track of all time is, right? And you're not, I guarantee you, like, right now, stop and think and put your guess in. What do you think it is? What do you think the #1 diss track of all time? What do you think my #1 diss track of all time is? Because 0 of you are going to get this. Unless you know me personally, 0 of you are going to get this. None of you are going to get this. I'll wait. I'm not waiting that long. This video is long as shit already. We're going to get into it. #1. I don't know how to spell her name. #1 diss track of all time is actually a commercial song by Alanis Morissette. Oh, I was not going to spell that last name right at all. But it's You Ought to Know. Now, before you start freaking out and you start yelling, well, Steve, that's not rap. I never said what are the top 5 rap diss tracks of all time. At no point in time did I say what are the top 5 rap diss tracks of all time. I said what are the top 5 diss tracks of all time. And I'm going to give you the backstory. Alanis Morissette, if you guys are young, you don't know who the fuck that is. She's an American songwriter. And she used to date Joey from Full House. So remember Uncle Joey in Full House? This song is dissing him. That's already wild. Like, if you're not 100% sold by now, like, you're crazy. So why is this the #1 diss track of all time? Is it because I'm pretty sure she went platinum off of this? No. Is it because it has 50 million views right now? No, that's not why. It's because this song has the #1 most disrespectful line that I have ever heard on any rap song, on anything. The #1 most disrespectful line I've ever heard. And that will always, always, always cement it in my heart as the #1. Like, if I would have found out that Joey from Full House, Uncle Joey, the guy with the puppets and shit like that, not Uncle Jesse, the hardcore rocker. I'm talking about the super safe motherfucker, Uncle Joey. If I was him and I found out that he put hands on her, I might, like, I don't condone hitting women. But bro, I would at least understand. Like, I wouldn't condone it, but like, do your time, do your jail time, my guy. Like, I fucking get it. So we're gonna go ahead and listen. I'll stop. I'll point it out for you. But know going into this that this isn't a commercial song. This is actually a diss track to him, and it just, dude, it hits entirely different. Let's get it. #1, Alanis Morissette. You Ought to Know. Fuck you if you don't agree. Ah, don't do it to me.
I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both.
I want you to know that I had faith in you. I wish nothing but the best for both of y'all. So my man was getting some other draws. She found out, and she's trying to take the high road, at least in the beginning of the song.
Know the version of me. Is she preferred it like me? Would she go down on you in a theater? Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother.
The subtweet. The subtweet. Oh yeah, I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. Like, the sarcasm, the cattiness. This is in mainstream white media. You don't have pop singers talking about sucking people off in the movie theater, and you're trash for going with somebody else who wouldn't suck you off in a movie theater. Do you understand how insane that is? To use your platform to be like, yo, I don't care what my image is right now. This is going to be on MTV. Like, yo, you really are turning me down for this prude ass bitch, whoever it is that you're with. Like, yo.
Cause the love that you gave that we made wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me it hopefully till you die, till you die? But you're still alive, and I'm here to remind you.
Does she remember what she told you? Blah. Bring it back. Nah, yeah, we're gonna bring it back. Fuck you, it's my number one. So they wanted to get married. Does she know what you told me? You told me that it was until we die. Well, you're still alive. So basically saying like yo, come on, man.
Till you die, but you're still alive, and I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you were away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you did to me. I don't know.
Like, how shitty is that? This is basically a guilt trip. So the chorus is a guilt trip, right? This is meant to be psychological warfare. Saying like, do you understand how much of a mess you left me? And this is your fault. You're responsible for it. You said you loved me. You said it was until we die. You broke all the vows. You cheated. You're with some prude ass bitch right now while I'm falling apart. First of all, it takes some guts and some balls to be like, yo, I'm admitting that I am a fucking mess right now and you did this to me, and to go public with it. 50 million views. If you're not geeking out right now over this, or just like baffled, like if I lose one subscriber over this, like, you're nuts.
You seem very well. Things look peaceful. I'm not quite as well. I thought you should know. Did you forget about me, Mr. Duplicity? I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner. There was a slap in the face. How quickly I was replaced. Now you're thinking of me when you fuck her.
Come on. Yo, he's not like, she just put in her mind, and not his mind, but in the other person's mind, right? Like, that's almost a shot at his new chick. Like, yo, like, does she know that you're thinking about me while you're fucking her? That's what that is. She's planting evil seeds. Like, bro, this is the hardest diss track of all time. You're not gonna convince me otherwise. I'm gonna listen to your list. If I see a track on there that I never heard of, I'm gonna listen to it. I promise I will. It's not gonna beat this. I mean, if it does, I'll admit it. But it's not gonna. Because we didn't even get to the most disrespectful line of all time yet.
Cause the love that you gave that we made wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me and hold me until you die, till you die? But you're still alive, and I'm here to remind you.
I'm just thinking about everybody fucking flipping out about me geeking out over the Alanis Morissette line. But I'm so serious. I swear to God, I'm not trolling y'all.
Of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I
She's about to break it down, and this is where it goes from you're guilt tripping me. You're playing evil seeds in my new bitch's mind. You're making me miss the goodies. You're making me think that, like, I'm thinking about you while I'm fucking her. I'm missing getting my dick sucked in a fucking theater now. Like, all of that. And it's, like, she ties it all together so fucking well. The last little, the last little jab, the last little stab, bruh. Listen. Think about all the diss tracks we just heard. All the diss tracks you just heard. This is the hardest line. Catch a vibe? Don't catch a vibe. Don't catch a vibe before you diss me. Don't catch a fucking vibe before you diss me. Don't cutty hum. She's hitting cutty hums. She's cutty humming before. Yo, come on, man. Don't catch a fucking vibe. And I'm not gonna fade as soon as you close your eyes. Listen.
And you know it.
Know it.
Every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Well, can you feel it?
What? Every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. And then follows it up with, can you feel it? As in, I'm fucking someone else right now while I'm writing this to you. That is the most disrespectful line of all time. Every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Pause. Can you feel it? My guy. Like, no. I would lose my shit. And it's not like this was on a fucking love letter and she sent it to him. This was on national television. This is a public document. You know who knows this? Everybody in white America knows this. This song, I don't know anyone that doesn't know this song. Like, we're gonna bring that back. This is the hardest shit of all time. After a vibe, after some cutty humming. Don't cutty hum while you're fucking some guy. She was cutty humming while getting rammed. Don't cutty hum. Like, if my ex ever hit me up and is like, yo, I'm being railed right now. Oh, nah.
Someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Well, can you feel it? Well, I'm here to remind you.
Don't bring the fucking hook back after that either. I'm done. I'm not even letting it play out. That's my top 5 diss tracks of all time. I get mad about this, man. Don't bring the chorus back after that. Don't bring the fucking hook back after you tell me you're getting rammed by somebody else while you're cutty humming. Don't do it. That's it. Nothing, like, I can deal with all the diss tracks. I can deal with bars. I'm a rapper. I can deal with bars. You could have really good bars. You know what I'll do? If you get a really good punchline against me, I'm going to go, and I'm going to like it. And I'm going to be on your side. I'm going to be like, yeah, you fucked me up with that one, my guy. And I'm going to dap you up, and that's that. Or I'll come back with a diss track. What's he going to, you can't, like, what? Don't let my ex, who I fuck things up with publicly, that I was distraught about, drop a #1 hit in the world with 50 million views, cutty humming with some dick in her. Like, yo, that's fucking wild. How long has this been, man? This is a long ass video. An hour? It's not that bad. It's only an hour. I think I put out longer videos. That's it. That's my top 5 of all time. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you have fun? Are you not entertained? Did you enjoy it? I had so much fun. This whole hour has been awesome. I want to leave the last part. I just want to do shout outs and I want to thank you guys. 100,000 views in less than 3 months of starting this channel and putting up reactions is absolutely insane. Shout out to all the artists that I covered, because without that, this channel doesn't have the growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, They're putting the hard work. It's real easy for me to commentate on something. It's so hard for these artists that go out there and just create these fucking amazing pieces of art. So as always, like, shout outs to all the artists. Shout out to the fan bases, the MGK fan base that like really kind of like solidified it. The Con fan base that got me a whole lot of like ride or dies. Everybody in the Discord. Shout out to the Discord. Shout out to South Africa. Everybody in South Africa shows me mad love. I fuck with y'all so heavy. Like, bro, I'm so appreciative of everything right now, and we're just gonna keep growing. Like, let it be said, like, I'm not taking my foot off the gas. I'm gonna let this one resonate. I want this one. Hit the like, run the gauntlet. I don't even think I ran the gauntlet on this. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, drop the comments, do the whole thing, man. We're building an awesome community. We're building a family. Join the Discord, hop in the comments, and as always, man, I love y'all. I really do. This has been the best quarantine project that anyone could ever imagine. It's been great for my mental health, and I am just super humbled and appreciative of all you guys. We're about to break 2,000 subs, 100,000 views in 2.5 months. That's like, I thought by now I might be pushing 200. I had a 22 month plan to hit my first 1,000 subs, and like, you just never know what's gonna pop and what's not. So like, that's it. This is just me thanking you, and as always, yo, I'll catch y'all on the next one. Don't fucking Cuddy hum while you do this.